everybody, welcome back to my channel. This isn't exactly a reading yet. I'm going to show you how I prep. Since I do a lot of pre-drawn stuff, I give you an idea what I do before I start these and to chat a little bit. And I finally put up my new other Christmas one. It says Merry Grinchmas. Get it? I love the Grinch. But anyway, I'm just going to chat while I do it so you can see what I really do live. It just saves a bunch of time if I do it ahead. I'll also give you a little preview of the cards we are using. Oh shit, I did this out of order. Hold on. Normally at this time I'm like jamming out to music and getting into the vibe, which I will do after I do this part for you. But this reading is going to be what are your spiritual gifts? What are you gifted in? What's your life purpose? All that good stuff. So I have to figure out what order this is going to go in before I start chatting with you. Alright. I'll start with these. I lost the box, so I Ziploc bagged them. Because my studio's in the basement and it gets a little damp and dingy down here, and I don't want my cards to get yucky. I think these are the Love Oracles, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time. This is one of the first decks that I ever got. My mom got it for me. Give them a quick shuffle, and then I split them 3 times. So anyway, what's good out there? How are you guys doing? Talk to me in the comments. Are you ready for Christmas? I'm having a pretty easy Christmas. We decided not to do gifts this year because everybody's struggling. Only for the littles. So only my little nephew is getting a gift this year. But talk a little bit about what's going on with me. I'm almost the end of week 1 of this new diet. As far as food goes, I haven't been doing very well. Like I said, too many. I've had cookies. I've been eating. I bought a bag of the holiday miniature Snickers, so I've been nibbling on those. And then I bought what are they? Hot Cocoa Hershey Kisses. I've been nibbling on those. And then the person I live with bought a 2-liter of Pepsi for me. I didn't drink it all in one sitting, but I had a 2-liter of Pepsi this week. All not in my diet. So as far as food goes, I'm doing bad. But my workouts are going good. My body fucking hates me. I'm super sore. And I'm down from 5-month bump to 4-month bump, so that's good. Baby bump. I lost a month's worth of fat. That's how I'm marking it. I still have a baby that I gotta get rid of it because it's, like I said, depressing as fuck balls. If you didn't see, I did 3 piles. I try not to look at them other than to make sure that they're right side up, because it gets a little complicated when things are in the negative. Some piles I leave negative, some piles I don't. Depends on what deck I'm using. This is the Life Purpose Oracle deck, by the way. You can get it in a bigger box. And other than my diet, I've been hammered. I used to be on a panel. I still am on a panel as far as it comes to the economy and COVID and all this other world issues. We do it online because we can't do anything this year, but they've been calling me back for more of like pop culture type. Basically what it is a bunch of law students and attorneys who like to debate topics and make decisions about things. I used to be on the royal panel for Harry for years, and then he met Meghan, so I was on Meghan and Harry's, and then a team, and then I just had to quit because it got so gross and negative, and it just wasn't my scene. The more I spiritually awakened, the less I wanted to be around drama. So they've been bugging me the last few weeks to come back, which I'm totally not into at all. So I keep giving them excuses, but they're just not listening. Like, well, they're trying, see, they say stuff to you to get you involved or want to get involved in it, and they know that I'm working a lot with my people, with what's going on, like poverty-stricken, us in the ghetto, the world seems to forget about type of things. So they're like, well, Meghan started this tea thing and it's $27 a bag, and aren't you mad that it's not marketable to your people, and like trying to imply that we're being left out. And I was like, one, no offense, but none of us have $27 to spend on a bag of weird mushroom tea, nor would we, because it sounds gross. Mushroom tea is, I mean, maybe some people would, but we have to spend $27 on a box of diapers or formula for our babies. We don't have the extra money to go and do that, so it's not really my business. Nice try. My people don't care about tea. I don't care about somebody trying to make money and start their own business. Like, I don't care. It's not enough to get me going. So then they were like, they brought up the miscarriage stuff, and I went off. I'm like, listen, I would not allow you to talk shit about me and what I just went through. I'm not going to go and be on a... They're like, no, don't you want to defend her? I'm like, not really. It's not my business. I mean, not that I'm like being negative about her and her experience, but I got my own situation. I don't have the emotional capacity to go up there and defend hers. I'm going through mine, so no thanks. They're just trying, so that's a little funny with what the shenanigans, I call it, they try to get me to come back with. Oh, hello. And then, you know, of course I'm on the panel for my people, and we're all in an uproar about, you know, if they don't make a decision tomorrow, our funds get cut off on the day after Christmas, which people are living week to week as it is. And I don't know what we're all going to do, because we literally lost our jobs from COVID. And my job still isn't open. A lot of their jobs still isn't open. And everything just shut down again because we got hit massively hard with more COVID cases. More so most of the state. You know, we actually beat New York City this past 2 months. We beat New York City in the amount of COVID cases. So, and you know, I'm not really a fan of the vaccine, nor will I be getting it, but they don't project it getting to the average people until like late February anyway, so we can't count on that to go back to work. It's just nerve-wracking, so I've been fighting hard on that panel. Like, we need a decision made tomorrow. If they break for Christmas and there is no decision made on what they're going to do about all of us who are projected to lose our funding on the 26th, forget Black Lives Matter, forget the woman shit they all picketed against. It's going to be bad. Like burning cars in the street, bad. Because eviction notices are going to be posted on people's door the day after Christmas. Happy holidays to us, but they're broke until early January. Then the next president doesn't get sworn into early January, and they're not even going to have anything on the board ready for us until probably early February. So we're all supposed to starve and be homeless until mid-February. The coldest, bitterest months in our state is January and February, and you're going to be evicting people with kids. Like, what the fuck? So tomorrow's going to be a big day for that. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they don't make a decision, like I said, it's not going to be a holly jolly Christmas for a lot of this country. It's not just for our state, it's for the entire country. I know that some people's funding cuts out on the 31st, but ours here cuts off the day after Christmas. Will be the last check that we get from unemployment if they don't do something. They've been there for this Friday will be 3 weeks. They've had to make a decision. It's still at a stalemate. So what difference is one day going to make? It's not looking very hopeful for my people. So that is like a big deal. I'm trying not to think about it too because I will also lose my funding. And nobody's really hiring right now because, like I said, we just got hit hard with more COVID cases. Schools are closing down again. It's just like nobody's hiring right now because whoever is opened, they can't even give their current employees like 20 hours because they can only have so many people on a shift. I think it's like 2 or 3 people out per shift. So it's not like if we all had jobs to go to or to get hired to, we wouldn't be panicking so hard, but there's really no work. And public transportation is down as well. So a lot of people had to give up their cars and sell their cars in this pandemic. I have a car sitting in my driveway that I can't even afford to get fixed, or else it would be running. But a lot of people are, we've had to put things on the back burner this year. I do have a new car that I have to get 4 new tires for and alignment. And I still don't have money for that right now either. So it's like we try to better our lives and then we get kicked in the teeth by the government. By the way, the story was Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. I forgot to tell you that one. So hopefully out there you have a job and you're doing well and you're not one of us that's literally on the edge of our seats figuring out what the fuck's going to happen tomorrow. It's scary. It's very scary. Because, I get paid $214 a week. That's not even half of my paycheck that I was earning. So they only give you a certain percentage of what you made. It's not like they're giving us our full paycheck. So can you imagine how hard it is to live on $214 a week? And half of the bills around here is $600. So that means I have $200 a month roughly for like any food or anything my dog needs. And I don't even have kids. I think they get, if I had kids, I would get $255 I'd get $50 per child extra a week. But I don't have any kids, so they're like, well, fuck you then. You don't need to survive, basically what happens. When you're elderly, same thing. They don't give you extra money. By the way, this is Seasons of the Witch. So I'm making less than what I normally made a week. Less than half of my check. And I've been managing on that. Most of COVID, we got like $600 on top of what we were making. And I was surviving pretty well. And then they took that. I think that ended in like May or something. And then they gave us $300 extra for a month, which ended in August. And I definitely did okay because that's $500 a week. But now I'm down to the crumbs. But I didn't complain because, I can survive on $200. I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink. I don't do anything. I've been buying like rice and pasta. Like I have stuff to eat. I will be okay and I won't complain. But these people out here that have like 4 kids and they're a single parent and they have way more bills than me, they're the ones out here crying and stressed out, But anyway, I was happy to hear Toys for Tots did very well. Because they couldn't pick out the gifts this year, They're giving everybody Target gift cards to go pick out your own gifts in the store for your kids, which was cool. And then they gave you boxes of food so you could have a Christmas dinner. But again, the people like me, which is a lot, like I know a lot of people have kids, but there are a lot of elderly people like me who don't have children, who are kind of like getting shoved aside as when it comes to like food pantries and stuff. Everybody who has kids comes first, and by the time they get through them, then it's the elderly, which of course, you know, are just as vital as kids. And then there's nothing left for us young people without kids, college kids. You know, we kind of get screwed a lot. We've been screwed a lot in this whole pandemic. Like, it's great that we're feeding the kids, and it's great that we're feeding the elderly, but I don't feel like people realize how much average people who don't have children are starving right now, losing everything right now because we don't qualify in certain brackets. They love to label us, and divide and conquer is the government's MO. You know, they have to, in New York State, No Child Left Behind rule applies, so they have to take care of the children first. And basically with the elderly, no elderly left behind, so elderly comes first, but everyone, pregnant women, of course, are included in the children. They will take care of you if you're pregnant. Everybody else, fuck off and die. That's how they act. So I fight a lot for people like me. Shouldn't have to, you know, show up at a food pantry and ask, you know, they ask you how many kids you have. If you say 0, how many elderly people in your house do you have? If you say 0, you gotta go to the end of the line. That shouldn't fucking happen. If you want to give us less food in the boxes, I think we would take that over getting nothing. Just FYI out there. Wisdom for Healing cards is next. And again, a lot of us lost our health insurance. I had health, vision, and dental insurance through my job, and I lost all 3. So I have like 2 teeth that need to be cut out that hurt so fucking much, and I live with the pain. If I had my dental insurance, I could go get it cut out. And there used to be dental clinics, but they're closed up in the pandemic. So it's kind of gotta let it. I've been picking. I have half of a tooth in my mouth. They're both molars that need to come out, and I've been chiseling away to get one out myself, but it's in there pretty deep. Shouldn't have to do that, but there's millions of people out here. You know, I had a lot of medical shit happen this year. Obviously, I talked a little bit about it. I had to do it at home. I had to take care of myself. And then I got an infection trying to take care of it, which could have killed me because we don't have medical insurance. And just going in the ER and sitting in the room and not even being seen, you're looking at like $1,200 bill. That's before they do anything to you. So I can barely pay my bills as it is. I don't have time for all that shit. I don't think people realize how much people really are suffering because we lost everything already. Now, my rent's all cut up. I don't have to worry about evictions, but I know a lot of people out here, like I said, that single parent, they're not getting support from the other parent. They're not working right now because their job's closed, and they're living on the crumbs that the state has been giving us, and they are behind. And like car payments, behind. I'm really behind in my student loan. I haven't paid anything on my student loan since March. And when I went out of work, I kind of said, fuck that. You know, I can't do this right now, even when I was getting extra money. I helped my family members. When I got my stimulus, I gave them money so that they could get home, or, you know, they're suffering too, so I'm not going to go and be like, pay the fuck up when they can't either. You know, but that's what you do. I come from a very poor family, and when one of us has it and the other one doesn't, we hook the other one up. You know, a lot of families have had to do that as well. My dad used some of his retirement money to help me get this new car. So we're all doing what we can. But he knows I will pay him back. That's why he did it. And my dad's cool. And, you know, pay me what you can when you can. Not like, okay, this month you have a $500 payment like an auto dealership would do. So I lucked out. It's not by any means a new car. It's an old, I think it's 2006. So it's not anything fancy, but it will get me from point A to point B. Unlike the car in my driveway with a huge hole in the gas tank. It doesn't get me very far at all. And I was getting headaches driving it from the fumes. It was so bad. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It was like fogging up my windshield. I had to drive with my window down so I didn't poison myself. I was doing that just to get to the store. That's what we're dealing with in this pandemic. Us poor people. I've been poor my whole life, so I don't stress and worry as much as a lot of families out here that were doing very well before this pandemic and now lost everything and they don't know how to be poor. They're really struggling. Did I say this? The hero's journey, dream oracle. They're like crying themselves asleep. You know, I'm used to like trying to make 2 pennies into $1. I've been doing it my whole life. I just focus on what I can do, and I'll probably be in debt till the day I die. Not by choice, but that's how the government and the system keeps you down. That's why I didn't finish school. Like, I'm already so much in debt from not even being halfway through. I'm never going to pay this off. Even when I'm an attorney and I'm making good money, it's just they add taxes and they add fees on top of it. And all the times that I couldn't pay the full amount, then they charge you double. It's like a never-ending lose-lose situation. I'll probably never finish my degree, which is sad. And there's millions of people like that, just like me, who just, you know, we go to school because we're told, like, you're not going to amount to anything without a college education. I heard that my whole fucking life. So I tried to go to college. I went till my funding was cut. And then they want so much money per semester. And I'm like working at a diner, serving people. Like, I can't afford to pay thousands of dollars out of my pocket. So we have to give it up. And then, you know, we didn't finish our degree, so we're not making the money they think that we're making. It's just, like I said, it's a pit. The government wants you to fall in. They make so much money on us, it's not even funny. But, you know, rich people barely have to pay taxes like we do. Like when I'm working and I make such and such a week, and then they take out over $100 and something in taxes. And then you get a rich person who makes like a couple $1 million a year. The percentages aren't the fucking same. We're paying more in taxes than rich people. Like they'll fight that to the death, but if you look at our paychecks and how much money comes out of our individual paychecks over your lump sum tax payment every year, it's fucking pathetic. They're raping us poor people, and you get tapped on the wrist, but then they want to cry about it when they have to pay fucking taxes. This is why there's a divide between rich people and poor people. It's like, shut your fucking mouth. Are you wondering if your house is going to get taken from you, or if you're going to have food tomorrow? I don't want to hear you fucking whining. That's what my people say all the time. They've been saying that all year. It's like, you're listening to celebrities whining about not being able to go on tour, or, oh my God, it's so hard to sit in the house, or I'm depressed because I, you know, don't like Lady Gaga. I live for the applause, and we're all like starving. Our power might get shut off. Our cars are dead in the driveway, and we're just like, you don't even know what problems are. Like, you really don't. This is ridiculous. Anyway, last one is Oracle of the Shadows and Light. I try to use different decks each reading. I haven't used these very much. Let's talk about something else. Get off this government. I've been locked up in my house for 3 weeks. I haven't gone anywhere because they thought I had COVID, which I don't. I never did. Then I had a weird fever, so I wasn't allowed. I was quarantined myself the last time just in case. My fever's gone. I was technically allowed out Wednesday, but I'm going to give it a few more days because I really don't want to be like, such and such went here with COVID. Now we're all sick. You know what I mean? Trying to be good. But I really feel like I got sick from trying to do shit at home by myself that I shouldn't have had to. No woman should have to do that by themselves at home. I definitely couldn't afford it. And nobody should have to worry about cost when it comes to that kind of shit. But that's the reality in the world I live in. So. And it's not just me. It's a lot of people out there that most of us women haven't gone to the gynecologist at all this year. And uterine cancer is a silent killer. So my mom had that around my age. She was diagnosed, so I'm petrified. This year I had planned to get checked 5-6 times. Like, I don't even care to know that I'm getting close to the age she got it. And now all my OBs are closed down or by appointment only, and mostly only take you if you have insurance. And I no longer have insurance. You can get private insurance, but the rate they charge us little people is fucking crazy. It's like more than my car payment. It's like more than my utility bill just to get basic average fucking insurance. I lost count again. 3, 4, 5. 2 more, or 1 more for panel 2. So now I'm like paranoid, like, do I have uterine cancer? I'm not, able to go to the doctors to get checked. There's people who are pregnant that should be seeing the doctors every so-and-so weeks, but they're so backed up that they're really not seeing them at all. It's crazy. The healthcare system. Pediatricians aren't seeing the kids as much. Again, they're backed up. You gotta make an appointment. People with heart disease, not able to get their medicine. It's a lot of funky, bad shit that's happening, and nobody's doing anything about it. Meanwhile, this virus is supposed to tick on another year, so I gotta go at least another year without health insurance. And they said if you wanted to get the fucking shot that prevents you from getting COVID, all of us without insurance aren't going to be able to afford it. Just FYI. So if you're going to be wondering why most people aren't getting it, it's because we can't even afford a flu shot. Not that I get that, because I have I don't know how to say it right, Guillain-Barré, whatever that is, that you could be paralyzed from a flu shot. My grandpa actually was. I have the same gene. I was tested because of my grandpa and what happened to him. It literally says in bright letters on my chart, do not give this person a flu shot. So I really don't even want to try. I don't know. No thank you. I got all the important immunizations, but when I was a kid and stuff, but I don't get any of the new shit that comes out just because I don't want to be paralyzed. Alright, last step to getting ready is I draw them backwards, so I gotta put them in order. I don't look at them, I just stack them up in the way that I want to read them to you. And then I have little pieces of paper. Pile 3 goes over here so I don't fuck up the order. Pile 2, and then I leave pile 1 up here. I already did it, but then I set up, I have a book for the timestamps. Pile number 1 is going to be a drum. Then I have pooping reindeer, which I never opened because it's funny. Me and my family like to get funny shit for each other. Pile 3 is the license plate. This is a sports team, college sports team, SU, Syracuse University. They're big around here. I have SU and Buffalo Bills shit on my tree. I grew up in a Buffalo Bills family, but they actually made it to the Super Bowl 3 years in a row and lost it. So the running joke is, boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Bills, can it B-I-L-L-S? My dad hates it when I say that. But anyway, I didn't mean to bring you all down or anything, but I just wanted to chat with you. Tell me what's going on in your lives. I always lose my big heavy-duty lighter. I have a table right here that I just kind of set all my shit on, so it's not all up on my record table. I'm gonna light my incense, white sage, if you're wondering, and my big candle. Make sure it's going. Then I have another incense set up for my second reading, Connect to Loved Ones. Alright, I hope you liked that. I just wanted you to see how I was doing it. I don't read them ahead of time. I don't do anything funky. But since I do a lot of my pre-draws, I wanted you to see it live. If you were bored, you probably clicked off and went right to the reading anyway, or will once it comes up. But thanks for chatting or listening to me rant. I haven't really talked to anyone in 3 weeks, so. Well, I talked to my dog. The person I live with, we're on different sleep schedules. They're a night owl, so they're up all night, sleep most of the day, and I'm up all day, sleep most of the night, so it's more like a hi-bye-see situation, which I don't fucking mind, to be honest. Anyway, I'll see you all soon for the reading. I'm gonna vibe out, listen to some music, get my head right, and we'll do this damn thing. So see you soon. Love and light out there. Bye. Maybe. This never works when I hit the button. It didn't work again. Let's try this again. Love and light. Goodbye.